Okay guys, so it's James Goddard bringing you another lesson from the Quest Golf Academy. Now these particular lessons are always pretty satisfying for me because not only do we see a dramatic improvement to the ball flight, we also see a pretty drastic improvement to the swing mechanics. Now this is Jordan. Jordan's actually a first time student of mine who had kindly made the 2-hour trip up from Sheffield to see me. And I think Jordan left here pretty happy with the results that we got. So I'm just going to play Jordan's pattern through here on the right hand side, and I'm going to highlight some of the issues that I see. So Jordan's complaints were of some pretty heavy strikes with his irons, a pretty big slice, and also just a general overall inconsistency throughout the bag. So the first issue I see here is there's a real lack of width between the hands and the head. So there's a bit of a mismatch between the shoulder turn and the arm turn. So the shoulder turn stops, the hands and arms continue on to complete the backswing. So straight away we've got a bit of a mismatch there, so there's going to have to be some sort of catch up in the downswing. From this view you can't see, but there's a real lack of hip rotation, and I'm going to show you that from the down the line view now. So if I just take him onto the top of his backswing, we know there's a lack of width there, but it's here you can really see the lack of hip rotation. So what we're looking for ideally, if there's no physical limitation, is around about 40 to 45 degrees of hip rotation. This just allows for plenty of room for the hands and arms to fall down in the transition and gives us plenty of space. So I'm just going to play his transition through. So now, because there's no real hip rotation and there's a bit of a mismatch between the arm turn and the shoulder turn, this does not bode well for a successful or consistent, repeatable transition. So you can see here now how the hips are already square to his target, so square way too early. The club's kicking out, getting pretty steep. He's trying to create some room for himself by lifting this right foot up off the floor. The club's now way outside of his hands, and you can see how the ball starts way left of his intended target, and this one actually did cut back a little bit towards his target, but not a great deal. So the key things for today were we were going to identify and solve the issue with the lack of width at the top, so we're going to match the shoulder turn and the arm turn, and we're also going to give him a little bit more hip rotation, and hopefully that would solve these issues down in the transition. So I got him working where we set this club halfway, and then from there I just wanted him to feel, so his hips had done a good job from here, but from here I wanted him to feel that his hands were pretty passive and he was getting to the top of his backswing purely by turning his shoulders. So he was maintaining the width between his hands and his body here, just turning to the top, and his focus was getting this right pocket to turn back and behind him this way. So I want him to feel maintain the width and just turning his right hip back, and that's going to give him that extra hip rotation. And he does a pretty good job at taking it on to the top of the backswing here. So you can see he's got a lot more width. That's his old one on the right. He's now got a lot more width between his hands and his head, and his hips have actually opened up a lot more. You can see that. You can see that quite clearly between the lack of daylight between his knee here, and there's quite a big gap here going on now. So his hips have turned off 45 degrees, which we want. He's got a lot more width. From there, I just said I want you to rotate down and through, and the improvement here in the transition is unbelievable. So halfway down here and halfway down here on the left. Completely different position. So as a result of that, we measured Jordan's path and his starting shot, and it was between 8 and 12 degrees left of his intended target. So very much out to him. This particular shot, I think we measured him at 2 degrees, I think it was 2.2 degrees right. So this golf ball here starts right of his target and actually draws back towards this stanchion here, which was his finishing target. So absolutely unbelievable changes. The way this club shallows now in the transition, splitting the forearm here. We're just missing a frame, but you can see it'll be pretty much bang down his target line versus this one here on the right, where the hands is now, club head's now outside of his hands, very steep. Golf ball starts way left, this one starting just right of his target. It's just a much better hitting position, and we had some fantastic ball flights. So, great improvement, Jordan. Hope you like this video. Guys, comment below as always. Love to know your thoughts on these changes. There's going to be plenty more videos coming to the Quest Golf channel soon, and I will catch you guys later.